Hey everybody, it's Dyanna and Becky, and we are back for New Hampshire Audubon. We are at the McLane Center in Concord, and we are going to show you our demonstration pollinator gardens, right, Beck?
Yeah, we are. We thought we'd give you a chance to see what was in bloom now. If you're interested in planting some different kinds of plants that can help these pollinators, then we've got some ideas for you. And please come and check out the gardens yourself. It will give you some great way to visualize what the plants look like. So let's come and see. So over here we've got some, I call it ground phlox, but pink moss phlox in bloom. It's beautiful. It's a wonderful ground cover. And right in front of them is this native columbine, Canada columbine. And these are great plants. They're red, so they attract hummingbirds. The columbine does. And they are one of the early wildflowers out in the woods as well. So it's a good place to watch for hummingbirds to come when they're first back. They also self-seed, so you can get a plant, and then when it goes to seed, you'll have little plants that grow in all these different places. So we'll see more of them.
And when, this is a fun thing, a little trick with them is when they go to seed and they're brown and you can kind of hear the seeds rattle around, this is one we like to pull it back and let it go, and it shoots the seeds out. So kind of like a little toy.
Oh, I've never seen them do that. That's great.
That's what we used to do in the garden.
So we're in the front of the building now, and we're going to go around to the back to a different section of the garden.
It is late May, and it is also, what is it, 6 o'clock?
Yeah.
So it's turning evening. It's been a super warm day. Some of us are suffering.
Lots of birds have come back on the south wind.
Yes, there's a lot of things singing right now. Look, you can see me. Hi, everybody.
So we've got more of the ground phlox.
Well, it's really spread since last year.
Yeah, in different colors too. So we've got the fuchsia, white, there's a light purple, and there's also a pale pink too. And then one of our bushes in bloom is this red chokeberry. They have red flowers in the red berries in the fall.
And the birds eat them, right?
They do. They're not the same as choke cherry. They're chokeberry, and they're more single berries on it. Whereas the choke cherry has like grape-like clusters of berries on it.
A droop. Do they call that a droop?
I'm not sure what they.
I'll just make stuff up.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, should we sneak up on the robin?
Yeah.
There's a robin's nest out here. Let me see. It's on the pillar. Becky, you point to it and then we'll see how close we can get. Like with your finger, point to it so people know where to look.
She's pretty used to people.
We'll see if we can get close.
She's sitting on the nest right now.
Here, you stay there. I'm gonna go sideways.
I'm gonna back up.
Okay. We'll go really quiet. I wish I could reach up there better. You might flush her while we're back here. She's been back a couple years now in that same spot.
She has, and she seems to be pretty calm about people on the path here.
She's used to us.
Yeah.
Well, if she flushes off the nest, I'll come over with the camera and see if we can kind of
Check what's in
see if we
there.
can look in.
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to show. Here's one of the
Oh yeah.
the columbines, and that's a self-seeded plant.
A wandering columbine.
It's come into the path in the garden.
So pretty.
But we can go down the path here, and there are a number of flowers in bloom.
We just redesigned a lot of this last year and put the flagstone paths in and the arbors. And so it's coming in now for its second year. So it's a bit of a young garden.
But some things have filled in really well.
Yes.
They're just coming out. It's great.
And where things are not blooming yet, so we can see a lot of things that are on their way in.
Yeah, that's the false indigo.
So pretty.
That will have the bluish purple flowers.
Oh, they have huge flower stalks.
Yeah.
I'm trying not to swing the camera too fast to make everybody seasick.
Here's a couple of different times.
I can smell them just now. The sun was just on them before we came around back. Sun's going behind the building quickly.
And then this is one of the coreopsis. It's just coming into bloom. You can see it's going to be a mass of flowers.
Mm.
And then these wild geraniums are one of the early flowering plants, and they make a nice combination with the little golden Alexanders.
Boy, everything smells so good over here.
Oh, we've got lilac in bloom, which
Yes.
is just lovely.
You can smell that. It's right behind us. I know, they're popping up everywhere. The little columbine.
Little columbines everywhere.
Oh my goodness. This just smells like heaven. Get in. Oh, so nice.
And we've got some violets that are just, you know, they're just going by. They were even earlier than some of the plants we're looking at now.
We had a little bit of an early warm spell and then it got real cold again. So we had some things kind of come early and then stall.
Yes.
So it's a little bit of a different spring than normal.
But there are a couple of native wildflowers down here that are wonderful to have. This is the fringed bleeding heart. Many people are familiar with the cultivated bleeding heart. This has got the fringed, this sort of divided foliage here.
Which point to that again?
See how it's all divided?
Oh yeah, it's very pretty.
Leaves are divided into leaflets. I'm going to back up so we can social distance.
Oh right, sorry. Don't get too close. Hey, oh, I see Jack in the Pulpit. Do you see it?
No, where?
Right in the middle. I'm going in. I'll try not to step on anything. Everything's pretty spaced.
Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, that's great.
Mm-hmm. It's just a little tiny one. It's so cute.
Oh wow, I'm surprised to see it here.
It's just a little one. There's bigger ones across the walk.
I wonder if that
It must have spread.
Yeah, made it in all on its own.
And this is the raptor muse right behind us that we're, well, in front of us, behind the garden.
And then we have foam flower here. That's something that you'll see in our woodlands, particularly damp woodlands.
Well named.
And then we've also got these little coral bells. The pitchy coral bells. That's another one that hummingbirds like.
Seems so tiny for a hummingbird to hit.
It is, and you know, a lot of the plants in the garden will attract hummingbirds, but they're primarily designed for the native pollinators because those pollinator populations are suffering. And we're trying to provide some kind of refuge for them. And we encourage people to plant plants like this that will provide nectar for our native pollinators.
And we also have gardens at Massabesic Center. They're, of course, different gardens, but it's also a fun place to visit. I'm looking over here because this is where I've seen Jack in the Pulpits. Big ones in this sort of wooded area. I just wondered if I could see any right now, early like this. I'm not really seeing anything quickly.
No, I see some lily of the valley.
Oh, yes.
That's escaped from some garden.
Yes. It's a nice heirloom. Smells amazing. I have a lot of that at my house right now.
So we hope that you'll all come back and check out the pollinator garden during the season, see what's coming into bloom. And Dyanna DeLuca, who manages the project, will have some information out about the different plants as they come into bloom and the pollinators that are coming to them. So
Yes, we also have maps, so when you're here, you can take a look at what the map says is growing. So if you find things that you really like for your own garden, you can take that with you. And normally when the center's open, you can get the scoop before you come through the garden, but I think right now we have them out front for people.
yeah, but we do have the display board with some of the photos of the plants that are in bloom right now.
Oh, right, and you can make notes about things that you see
Yeah.
while you're out here.
Yeah, but come by, join us.